Hey guys, Brewery 602 Beer Reviews here, at Brewery 602 on Instagram. My name is Marcus, and today I have a beer out of Rickety Cricket Brewing Company located in Kingman, Arizona. This is Anaconda Squeeze. It is a American IPA coming in at 7.2% ABV. And actually it does say American India Pale Ale. So there is a difference between like people that are putting just IPA to designate it as an IPA and people that are putting India Pale Ale. I've noticed, at least. So some people use it, interchange it, but American India Pale Ale, to me, suggests that is actually like a West Coast style beer. On the back here, it says, lace up your boots, tie on your cape, and put on your Lucha Libre mask. So this is going to be a malty beer. It's going to be a high IBU beer. It does say 65 IBU on the back here. So, and then of course the reference of Anaconda Squeeze, the Nacho Libre reference, is pretty classic. I love that movie. Anyways, let me crack it open. Kingman, by the way, is about 2.5 hours from here, I would say. 2.5 to 3 hours, right before you get into borders right onto Nevada, and you got to go through Kingman to get to Las Vegas. And so I've been through Kingman quite a few times, at least 3 or 4 times a year, because that's when I go to Vegas about 3 or 4 times a year. Anyway, the beer does come in a unfiltered caramel kind of color, kind of a little bit of an amber kind of color. Very dirty glass here. Yeah. So the spin is what gets rid of your clinging bubbles the fastest, not the tap. So it does come in like an amber color. It is unfiltered and didn't really pour ahead at all. Very little to no head on this. So anyway, let me get a dry-by aroma. Yeah, it's classic. It's like resinous pine, has that caramel backbone to it, like kind of like a nutty bread, like a crispy bread, kind of a little bit of a toasted kind of a bread. So it's nice and bready, has that little nutty kind of character to it, and definitely a lot of resin. Yeah, it's got some cool citrus to it too. There's like a really nice citrus. There's some grapefruit in there, but definitely smells like, it reminds me of like Ruination IPA by Stone. You know, the first time I had that beer was like, whoa, my taste buds blew up a little bit. Was not used to such high IBU beer. Or even Stone IPA, the first time I ever had that, you know, kind of the aroma is definitely a throwback, definitely classic. It smells fantastic. Let me get a taste on it. Cheers. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, it is definitely West Coast all the way, and West Coast classic India Pale Ale, like completely classic. Like the crystal malt character is really in there. You know, it has that malty feel to it, which allows really good mouthfeel. And then there's that really big resinous pine. That's like resin pine. It's grapefruit, it's citrus, and then there's bitterness. Like, you know, after you taste it, you get all that resin, and then this bitterness just starts, bam, like just going off all over your palate. You know, so like the back of the palate, the front, the sides, everything is hit with a really awesome bitterness. A bitter beer, whoa, that is crazy. I haven't had a bitter beer in a long time. But so pleasant and so clean. There's a really good tangerine kind of like flavor in there, that citrus kind of flavor that's balancing out this really complex malt character. I mean, the mouthfeel is fantastic. The mouthfeel's spot on. It's probably about a medium minus mouthfeel. For the style is perfect. That bitterness is great. It's super pleasing bitterness. The really cool thing about this beer too is that the fact that, you know, it's not no head or anything like that, the carbonation is perfect. I mean, It's not flat. You would think it would be flat. And it's just drying enough to keep going back in. So there's this perceived sweetness. It's not sweet at all, but there's this perceived sweetness because of the malt character. But it's actually a dry. So it kind of dries your palate out. It makes you want to go back in for more. Well executed beer. I'm like super surprised by this beer, to be honest with you. I have been to Rickety Cricket Brewing Company when they were in Flagstaff. They left Flagstaff. But I had been to the brewery before, and all the beers are solid. They're all, you go in, you have solid beer. Nothing that blew my mind or whatever. When I had this at the brewery, I was like, whoa, a West Coast IPA, like well executed West Coast. And now having it in a can, they started distributing it because of COVID. Picked this up at My Beer Wine in Tempe, and I am completely pleased by this beer. It is fantastic. Grade wise, I'd go a 95 on it. I'd give it a 95. I mean, I just miss this kind of beer. I really do. I mean, a beer that tastes like beer, that I'm used to. So 95. Again, this is Rickety Cricket Brewing Company located in Kingman, Arizona. Excellent job, guys. My name is Marcus. It's Brewery 602 Beer Reviews at Brewery 602 on Instagram. Please follow, like, and subscribe. Cheers.